All right, Mac, let's talk about some games that we have going on for tomorrow, Tuesday, April 1st,
Let's go, baby.
2025. We're going to begin with the NIT games. We have North Texas taking on UC Irvine. Do you have the lines in front of you by chance?
It is the same as it is on Colby's slide.
All right. So we've got a -1.5, total of 128.5. Your thoughts? Who are you picking? This is, of course, happening at Hinkle Fieldhouse, Butler's home arena.
Well, I got to pick Ross Hodge, right? Yeah, I mean, so let's dive into how these two teams got here. North Texas won 2 home games, one at the buzzer, one of them, and then they beat
Irvine won 2
Yeah,
home games too.
yep. And then North Texas put the icing on the cake here when they went to Oklahoma State for a second time in 3 years. McCaslin's last year they went there and won there as well. Irvine won 3 at home. They beat UAB. Thought they were fortunate to win that game. That game was out in Irvine. That was a fun game. That was the famous travel on Lindenberg that I joked that they never called. But they called it, of course, in the NIT.
Yeah, you can't call it under 5 minutes or under 5 seconds, under 10 seconds, whatever.
Yeah. Shout out to all the idiots that were sending me ridiculous messages in my DMs. You can call that one, but you can't call that one. It's like, all right, you're just freaking moving the goalpost. So you got North Texas, defensive oriented. You got Irvine, who's also, I mean, this is going to be a rock fight. Both teams are very pride themselves on the defensive end here. I'm going North Texas, man. They've won this tournament before, and I know you could say Hodge taking the West Virginia job could be a distraction, but I think it's just like, hey, this is our last run together. Like we saw with Will Wade and company. I think they're the better team, the more grittier team. I like Irvine, don't get me wrong. And one other thing, let's not act like Turner hasn't been sniffing around trying to get another job too. He's been on the short list for a bunch of these jobs. For whatever reason, he can't get another one. So he's occupied too, thinking about his next gig. I like North Texas to develop a game plan to be able to wear down the big fella there. And I think that they ultimately come out on top. I'm not going to lay the 1.5. I'm just taking the money line though, because this could very well be a 1-point game. North Texas could win this 51-50 for all I know. So give me North Texas on the money line to win. I'm seeing it at -120. Give me -120. Go Mean Green.
I have a ticket on the Eaters to win the NIT. I'm not backing off of that prediction. To your point, Ross Hodge does start 4 seniors, so it's not like a lot of these guys are pissed off that he's not coming back. Like it's their last year too. You know what I mean? Irvine, though, I think is going to win this game. They get to the free throw line early and often. And North Texas is prone to fouling and putting their opponents on the line. If that happens in this game, Irvine's shooting the free throw 80.7%. That's the 4th best mark in the country. I like the Eaters to get this thing done. And I'm looking at Miles Shea, my guy. I mentioned him at the beginning of this tournament. Where's number 77? He's a man after my heart. So
do you like the under?
No, actually, my cocktail napkins got it at 128 on the dot. So
they both play so slow though.
Yeah, they do, and that's why you're seeing this total at 128 instead of 178, like some of the NCAA tournament games.
It's gonna be a fun game. Fun game. Give me the seniors. Go Mean Green.
I think this is going to be one of the best games that we've seen in the month of March.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I struggle to get behind North Texas. On the road, they haven't hit shots as consistent. They get up for some spots. They knocked off Oklahoma State, like you mentioned, but I do have some questions.
Crowd will be interesting.
Yeah, I don't think the crowd's going to be much of a
Yeah,
factor at all.
I'm trying to think about it. I mean, I would imagine it'll be a big Loyola crowd for both
Yeah.
of the doubleheader.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. I think you are correct. But even in that aspect, Loyola doesn't draw a ton either. So they're a very small private religious school that will maybe have 4,000 in attendance, is my prediction there. Before we talk about that game, the TCE trims portion of this episode is brought to you by SeatGeek. Go over there, use the code SGPN10. Colby was able to hook you guys up with a great deal, 10% off any tickets over there on the SeatGeek platform. It's the #1 ticketing app, whether you're looking at Google Play Store or the App Store. 28 million downloads that they've accumulated throughout their app and throughout the years. Every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. Green dots mean good, red dots mean bad. SGPN 10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code SGPN 10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek. Game number 2 of the NIT semifinals, we have the Loyola Chicago Ramblers taking on Chattanooga. And Mac, has this line moved at all? We've got the Ramblers -2.5 and the total at 148.5 on the slide.
It's still 2.5, and the total is still the same.
All right. Well, I think Loyola's been a little bit more offensive this season. My early pick, without a ton of analysis, is that I like Loyola -2.5, and the napkin likes the over slightly. It's got it at 150. Mac, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
So Chattanooga has been the road warriors here, winning in Murfreesboro, winning in Bradley. They've won 3 straight as an underdog here. Loyola, on the other hand, they went to San Fran, knocked them off. They won in San Jose as well before beating Kent State. I went back and forth on this one, man. I think I'm going to side with Chattanooga. I like the Chattanooga guards. I like every time that Bradley made a run last week, they just popped up and made a couple big ones. And they just seem to be playing really hard for Dan Earl. They've won every game since January 25th, except for the overtime loss to Furman. I think this is a really good team out of the SoCon. I just also think that to your point, I think Loyola will have a little bit of the fans, but I don't think it'll be as much as Indiana State did last year. Remember Indiana State, the Sycamores?
Yeah,
but
it was in their backyard.
Yeah. If Colby was on here right now, he would say this is going to be a home game for Loyola. They should travel a little bit, but they're not as loyal to your point. Give me Chattanooga and those guards, man. I'll take the 2.5. I think this could be a 1 or 2 point game, so definitely going to take the 2.5 here with my Mocs. Let's go. Mock time, baby.
Yeah, I really like Chattanooga's roster. I've had a crush on them the entire year. They've just struggled to be healthy. They're playing without champion in the NIT, I do believe. But Trey Bonham and Honor Huff, their 2 guards, are healthy, and they have been playing for them. And they've been pretty dang good. Bonham double digits in every game, scoring wise, and Huff just runs the show so well. That's why I think the over is my play here. I have a harder time picking the game. I just, with Loyola and Drew Valentine, their offense has been better this season than it has been in previous years. To my eyes, at least 44th on KenPom in 2023, 192nd in 24. They're improving with a 149 in year 4 here for Valentine. And I like the defensive foundation that Loyola Chicago's just had as their identity the entire time. Plus rebounding, they've got a pretty good edge here as Chattanooga's front court has kind of just been in and out with a couple of different players, healthy or not. So I think that's your edge in this one. I'm going to go Ramblers.
All right. So we get 2 head-to-heads here tomorrow now.
Let's do battle. We also do have 4 Crown games. Now, I think the Crown pissed all over themselves and spoiled the excitement out of both myself and Mac. We both went 1-1 on our bets. I don't know if you bet the Arizona State Nebraska game or not.
No, I was waiting for a better number, but then they took it down.
Yeah,
so I was like, fuck this tournament right now.
Yeah, I didn't play the Utah Butler game, so we both went 1-1 and lost. Because we didn't get our money that we won. So
we get scammed.
Yeah, I mean the excitement here has been drained out of me. I didn't have a whole lot of it coming in, but we have promised some people that we will pick these games.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, we did an entire betting preview that might be worthless now. Because if you placed any futures or any of those bets yesterday, they might not cash. They might just void. However,
they better win. At least you'll get your money back.
However, we're going to redo this, and you can place them over at mybookie.ag.
Yeah.
The book that we currently have a promo code for you guys over there. You can go use mybookie.ag promo code TCE SGPN, and you will get a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. That means if you deposit right now because you can't wait and you're really wanting some action on the Crown, you think you have a great edge that you want to get down on something, you could go over there, sign up with the promo code TCE SGPN, put $1,000 in, and then you get a bonus grand. So, great deal if you want to bet this shitty tournament. Depaul, Cincinnati. I don't know if you have lines in front of you or not, but
there's no line.
Does Cincinnati handle the Blue Demons? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Cincinnati. I said Cincinnati wins, Depaul covers. I think it was like 9.5.
I think it was 9.5 yesterday too. I'm doing some scouring of the internet here to see if I can get some odds.
The Action app does have the line still out.
I'm pulling them up right now.
They do. Even they have pretend lines on there. Yeah, it's 9.5.
Pretend lines.
For fucking pretend lines.
I think Depaul covers this. I said it yesterday on the show. I just think that's a bit much. Plus, my angle against Depaul was that they had players in the portal. We saw players for Utah that were in the portal play today. So who knows who the fuck's playing in these games? It's hard for me to really be excited and try to predict outcomes here, especially when you have to go offshore to play them, or if you play them here in America, they just get avoided if you win and you lose your money if you lose. It's a big scam, but I'll go Blue Demons to cover.
All they had to do was just void them all, and I wouldn't be as negative.
All they had to do was regulate their tournament. All they had to do was sanction it.
Yeah. Hey, Wazoo's winning. I would have had Wazoo, but it would have been voided if I'd won. So I'm glad I didn't bet it, because Georgetown can come back and win this.
Yeah, they're playing. I saw somebody in the chat. It might have been Clark saying they have 8 guys dressed. Georgetown.
They're worried about the portal.
Yeah. Okay. Next up is a matchup between UCF and Oregon State, and who the hell knows who's playing in this one. UCF has 8 players in the portal. Keyshawn Hall, their best player, is one of them.
Man. They're probably playing.
He could be. Jalen Sellers, who's been hurt the entire year, I can tell you he's probably not playing, but he is in the portal. And then Oregon State, their top 3 scorers were in the portal: Michael Ratai, Nate Kings, and Parsifala. But if guys are in the portal playing right now, then Oregon State has their 3 best players. They don't have anybody really in the portal. I liked this Oregon State team the entire year. I think Wayne Tiekle's done a pretty good coaching job this season that nobody was talking about. I'll take the Beavers. I think they're a dog. They were a dog last night.
Yeah, they're 4.5-point dogs. I'll take the Beavs too, man. They've been feisty as a dog all year. I think they'll fight for Big Tank here. So UCF up and down. The line kind of says that they're probably going to have a bunch of their guys that you say are in the portal come back here and play for that $50K slice, I guess. But I don't know. I still think that's a tad too much. So, yeah, give me the Beavs plus 4.5.
Game number 3 over there in Las Vegas is Colorado against Villanova. The names that I know of, actually, both of these programs did pretty well in retaining their players out of the transfer portal. Both of these, Colorado has 3 reserves in the portal. Villanova just 1 reserve. Nova does have a different coach than Kyle Neptune, but Colby and Kramer and Sean all very high on Villanova. Sean and Kramer have Villanova winning this crown tournament. Yeah, your pick for this one, I remember it being like a 3.5-point line or something like that.
Yeah, give me the Buffs. Give me the Buffs. The Buffs finished the season strong, and they were good in the non-con. I know their schedule wasn't particularly hard, but I think they just got worn down in the Big 12. But then they played well down the stretch. I kind of think that they may have more talent or more athletes. I know Eric Dixon's still on the team, but I don't know. I never was really that high on that Villanova team outside of Dixon. So, yeah, new coach. I'll take the continuity. This is a Tab Boyle spot. Tab Boyle, this is kind of tournament he would win.
Yeah. I give me the one game for Eric Dixon going for the Villanova scoring record. So I'll take them minus 3.5 or whatever the number will be in this one. And the final game is Tulane USC. Tulane without 2 starters, Cam Williams and Caleb Banks, a rotation player in Mari Jordan, and then 1 reserve. And USC is pretty much intact, just 2 reserves in the transfer portal. But again, who the hell knows are playing in these games. I don't remember the spread on this one last night.
6.5, I want to say.
I think I was on USC.
8.5. I love how it's still on VSiN's website.
I'm still on USC in this spot, I think.
I took Tulane in the points. I think it's too much. I think USC wins by like 4 or 5.
Actually, I might have went with you guys because I think Colby talked about some shit about Tulane beating USC in the Rose Bowl 2 years ago. Yeah. And the napkin has Tulane just as a 5.5-point dog. So whatever. I'll be on the green wave.
The napkin, just the napkin doesn't know who's playing.
No, I know that, but I don't know who's playing either. So I'll go with the napkin.
Don't even bother it because if you win, you just not get your money.
Yeah, and that's gonna wrap up our show, dude.
It's the most deflating episode we've ever had, I think.
It's crazy. Shout out to everybody that listened to all 1 hour and 4 minutes of this shit.
All you can do is laugh. It's like, what?
Idiots. I mean, how inexperienced do you have to be to not get this thing regulated?
I want to know who dropped the ball.
How do you not go out and like hire an executive that runs the Maui Invitational or some shit?
Yeah, I don't
know. This goes to show too. We're gonna get out of here in a second. How stupid TV execs really are. They just don't get it at all.
Yeah, and shout out to all the agree. You know, the sportsbooks got their ass kicked by all this chalk in the tournament.
Yeah, they did.
So you know what they fucking did?
Yeah.
They fucking rigged a couple games in this crown tournament. What a bunch of sore losers, man. Such a joke.
Yeah, they go, you guys raked us over coals during the March Madness tournament. This tournament, this crown you guys are excited about, It's not regulated. We can't trust it as a product. Although it is on national television, you guys can all watch the games and see what's going on and that it's clearly not rigged and that the gameplay is fair. We're going to mark it as void if you win your bet, and we're going to take your money if you lose. That's how we're going to do it around here for this new tournament for you guys. It's a small fundraiser for us to make our money back after what we lost during the month of March.
I think it's hilarious that we were on we were on opposite sides.
Well, we both won Boise. I lost Arizona State, and you lost
Arizona
Utah.
State. I lost Utah. Yeah. I'll give DraftKings credit. At least they kept it consistent. Hey, if you won the bet, you ain't getting the money. But if you lost, thank you.
At least the odds are pulled now. Like nobody can bet.
Yeah. I thank God I didn't fire away on a bunch more. I just like those two to start the day. And I was like, let me see if I can get a better number on Arizona State. But by the time I wanted it, it was gone. And then what was the other game? Oh, this game, Wazoo. I was going to bet Wazoo because I think after the show went down from 3.5 to 2.5, I was like, let's see if it gets back to 3.5. And no, it didn't. And then they just took the game down. So hilarious. Fucking hilarious. What a day.
I just think it's so funny. They dropped the ball so bad with this thing.